Hey everyone, Codex here. I hope you're doing fantastic. So today what we're gonna do is take a look at Solana and we'll be discussing whether this upside move that we've got after the crash will continue in the next few weeks or if we will be seeing another retest of the support which we visited at first about a week ago. So if you guys like the content, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure to join our Patreon account. So we all know that the current market condition isn't at its best, and as of now, Solana is still down over 80% from its all-time high, which poses a lot of questions of whether this downtrend is over, and in that case, this would end up being our market cycle bottom, or if this was just a temporary local bottom before we head to lower levels in the following months. Now, the first thing we should take a look at is our candles on the weekly time frame, because frankly, we have never seen something like this before, and not only with Solana, bear in mind, this has never happened with most altcoins. So this is basically the 7th red candle in a row so far for Sol, and the most we've had previously was like 5 red candles, which happened when we just hit our all-time high back in November. And this is starting to get a little bit annoying because honestly, investors have been saying every single week so far that this downtrend will be over and that we will experience a shift in the trend from bearish to bullish, which is very reasonable to be honest, based on this red candle streak. However, reality is far from what we are wishing. Now, we do in fact know that sooner or later things will change because we can't really go down in a straight line forever. But the question is, when will the uptrend start? So if we take a look at the KDJ, which is our momentum indicator, we can see on the daily time frame that the black line is starting to curve down again and the blue and orange lines aren't really going up that strong. And what this means is that the momentum is quite bearish and that the downward pressure is still very strong. Look, if this black line curves totally and it continues going down in the following days, then we will surely see a retest of this area. And this is why keeping an eye on this indicator, this is why keeping an eye on the KDJ is very important. This is the altcoin market, ladies and gentlemen, okay? It's not something new, to be completely honest. And so we've had the habit of seeing alts get demolished and destroyed when Bitcoin loses 50 or 60% of its value to the US dollar. This is by far the most usual and normal thing in the space. And this downtrend is basically a punishment for two kinds of investors. Those that came in very late to the space, who will learn of course, and those who didn't take profits because they were too greedy. Now, moving on to the next indicator, and this is also a free indicator that you can find on TradingView, and so I'm really not going to go full in depth to explain what it is, as that would take a lot of your time. But what this indicator displays is basically the trend. Now, whenever we have these green bars, that means that we've got decent support levels below us, and it also means that the upward pressure is very strong. And what we tend to experience is a very strong uptrend and a very strong bullish momentum. However, whenever we start seeing these red spikes on the dot dynamics indicator, we end up entering a bearish phase because we have no supports whatsoever below our price for us to bounce back up. And you can obviously notice that since the start of August of 2021, since the start of August of last year, of course, we have started experiencing these green spikes on our indicator, indicating that we don't really have resistance ahead of us and that the bullish momentum is very strong. And we ended up going up for a very long time, of course, until December, when we started having the red candles on our indicator, indicating that the bullish momentum was over. And since then, things haven't been going our way, to be honest. And as of now, we are still having the bearish momentum based on the indicator, and we don't really have any signs yet that this is about to stop. And so this is why being cautious now is very important. The downward pressure, the bearish momentum is still here, and we have really tried to be bullish, to experience a bullish momentum, to have a shift in the trend lately, but it looks like the sell orders are still piling in front of us. And as long as there are more sellers than buyers, things will mainly remain bearish. Solana BTC is also another very important chart to look at, because if your altcoin is getting destroyed, then there is no need to hold it. And so far, Solana is down over 62% against Bitcoin, which is a lot. Bear in mind that this is not Sol USD, this is Sol Bitcoin. And if your altcoin, your favorite altcoin, lost 60 or 70 or perhaps even 80% of its value to BTC, which is basically the safest bet so far, then why do you hold it? And we have had the talk of why you shouldn't really buy altcoins heavily in a bear market or in a bearish phase, because they could get destroyed, and that the bearish strategy is to simply buy and DCA your way into BTC and Ethereum. And when the uptrend starts again, you could swap some of your BTC or Ethereum to these alts, but your average investor doesn't really care. Why go the safe way when you could lose all your money? And so yeah, so what I honestly expect next is the downtrend to continue, at least on the midterm, because we don't have a bullish momentum yet. The day it starts, the day the bullish momentum prevails, I'll be the first one to tell you that things have shifted. I was one of the first to tell you that things were bearish, that the bearish trend has started back at the end of last year, and I'll make sure to do the same when the uptrend starts. So that was about it, guys, for today. Thanks for sticking by till the end. Don't forget to leave the video a thumbs up. Make sure to comment down below your thoughts on Solana. Have a nice day and see you in the next video. Bye bye.